Welcome to Egypt. Imagine standing in the shadow of monuments that have watched over the desert for more than 4,000 years, touching stones placed by ancient hands, and walking through temples where pharaohs once prayed to their gods. Every path in this timeless land leads to a story, and every stone holds secrets from the past. What draws millions of visitors to this ancient kingdom each year? It sits at the crossroads of Africa and Asia, a land where history comes alive at every turn. It's a place of remarkable contrasts. But how well do you know this ancient kingdom? Here's a quick question. Which Egyptian pharaoh's tomb was discovered nearly intact in 1922, containing thousands of precious artifacts? Write your answer in the comments below. Before we start our journey, take a moment to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. Now, let's begin our journey through this remarkable country and discover its most wonderful places. First up is one of the world's most magnificent wonders, the Pyramids of Giza. Standing proudly on the edge of Cairo for over 4,500 years, these massive monuments have amazed and inspired people for generations. As you approach the Giza Plateau, you'll first notice how the Great Pyramid of Khufu rises against the desert sky, commanding attention with its perfect geometric form. This isn't just an impressive structure. It's the last surviving wonder of the ancient world. The Great Pyramid stands 481 feet tall, built from more than 2.3 million stone blocks, each weighing between 2.5 and 15 tons. For nearly 4,000 years, it remained the tallest man-made structure on Earth. Beside it stand the pyramids of Khafra and Menkaure, completing this extraordinary ancient complex. The builders of the pyramids showed remarkable mathematical and engineering skill. They created these perfect structures without modern tools, computers, or machinery, using only ropes, wooden sledges, copper chisels, and an extraordinary understanding of geometry and astronomy. Walking around the base of the Great Pyramid, you'll notice how precisely the massive limestone blocks fit together. Even today, you couldn't slide a credit card between many of the stone joints, a testament to the incredible precision of ancient Egyptian craftsmen. As the sun moves across the sky, the pyramids change in appearance, their surfaces taking on different hues from golden in the morning light to deep amber at sunset. It's easy to understand why these monuments have inspired awe for millennia. Scientists continue to debate exactly how these massive structures were built. Recent discoveries suggest that the ancient Egyptians may have used internal ramps and clever water-based techniques to move the enormous stone blocks into place. The pyramids weren't just tombs. They were vessels designed to launch pharaohs into the afterlife. Every aspect of their design had religious significance, from their perfect alignment with the stars to the narrow shafts that pointed toward important celestial bodies. As you stand before these ancient monuments, you're seeing exactly what Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, and Napoleon saw when they visited Egypt. Some things truly do stand the test of time, and the pyramids of Giza are perhaps humanity's greatest testament to eternity. Just a short walk from the pyramids lies another icon of ancient Egypt, the Great Sphinx of Giza. This enormous statue, with the body of a lion and the head of a pharaoh, has watched over the desert with its enigmatic gaze for thousands of years. As you approach the Sphinx, you'll be struck by its imposing size. 240 feet long and 66 feet high, carved from a single massive limestone ridge. The Sphinx is believed to represent Pharaoh Khafra, whose pyramid stands nearby, though this remains a subject of debate among archaeologists. The mysterious expression on the Sphinx's face has captivated visitors throughout history. The Sphinx has weathered thousands of years of desert winds, occasional floods, and even attempts at restoration. For long periods, it was buried up to its neck in sand, which paradoxically helped preserve many of its features. Only in modern times has it been completely excavated. Between the paws of the Sphinx lies the Dream Stele, placed there by Pharaoh Thutmose IV around 1400 BCE. The inscription tells how the Sphinx appeared to Thutmose in a dream, promising him the throne if he would clear away the sand that had accumulated around the monument. As evening approaches, the Sphinx takes on a golden glow, its limestone warming in the last rays of the desert sun. Special light shows illuminate the monument after dark, bringing its ancient features to life in a display that would surely have amazed its original creators. The Sphinx remains one of humanity's most enduring and enigmatic creations, a fitting guardian for the wonders of ancient Egypt. From the sun-baked plateau of Giza, we move to the heart of Cairo, where the treasures of ancient Egypt are preserved in the remarkable Egyptian Museum. This rose-colored building houses the world's largest collection of pharaonic antiquities, with more than 120,000 items spanning 5,000 years of Egyptian history. As you climb the steps and pass through the museum's grand entrance, you'll immediately sense the weight of history contained within these walls. High ceilings and spacious galleries create a fitting home for treasures that once adorned temples, palaces and tombs along the Nile. The museum's most famous resident is undoubtedly the Golden Mask of Tutankhamun, discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter in the Valley of the Kings. This exquisite funeral mask, crafted from 24 pounds of solid gold and inlaid with semi-precious stones, radiates an otherworldly beauty that has made it an icon of ancient Egyptian art. The Royal Mummy Room provides a solemn and moving experience, where you can look upon the preserved faces of Egypt's greatest pharaohs, including Ramses II, Seti I, and Queen Hatshepsut. Colossal statues of kings and gods tower above visitors, their stone faces still carrying the dignity and power they projected thousands of years ago. Delicate papyrus scrolls, preserved wooden models of daily life, and intricately decorated coffins fill dozens of galleries. One of the museum's most remarkable pieces is the Narmer Palette, dating to around 3100 BCE. This ceremonial slate carving documents the unification of Upper and Lower Egypt, essentially recording the birth of the Egyptian state. As you move through the chronologically arranged exhibits, you'll witness the evolution of Egyptian art and culture, from the perfect symmetry of Old Kingdom sculptures to the more naturalistic styles that emerged in later periods. Each artifact in the museum tells a story of a civilization obsessed with eternity, whose monuments and treasures were designed to last forever. From Cairo's treasures, we journey south to experience Egypt as travelers have for thousands of years. From the deck of a boat on the mighty Nile River, a Nile cruise is not just a means of transportation. It's a journey through the heart and soul of Egypt, following the same waterway that gave birth to this extraordinary civilization. As you board your cruise ship in Luxor or Aswan, you'll immediately notice how the pace of life changes. The Nile has its own rhythm, flowing northward at a stately pace through landscapes that have remained largely unchanged since pharaonic times. From the comfort of your floating hotel, you'll watch daily life unfold along the riverbanks. Sunrise on the Nile creates a magical atmosphere as the first rays of light shimmer across the water's surface. Traditional felucca sailboats, their white sails billowing, glide past in the golden morning light, looking exactly as they would have centuries ago. Your cruise will likely stop at major archaeological sites along the way: the temples of Karnak and Luxor, Edfu, Kom Ombo, and Philae. Evenings on the Nile bring their own enchantment. As the sun sets, the river takes on the colors of the sky: orange, pink, and purple reflections dancing on the water's surface. After dark, the stars appear with remarkable clarity, the same celestial bodies that guided Egyptian astronomers thousands of years ago. Our journey continues to Luxor, once known as Thebes, the ancient religious capital of Egypt and home to some of the most magnificent temples ever built. The Luxor Temple complex stands in the heart of the modern city, its massive columns and statues creating an extraordinary contrast with the surrounding buildings. As you approach the temple entrance along the Avenue of Sphinxes, you'll begin to grasp the scale of ancient Egyptian religious architecture. This was a place built not for humans, but for gods, designed to inspire awe and reverence. The entrance is guarded by massive statues of Ramses II, one of Egypt's greatest pharaohs, who ruled for 67 years and covered the land with monuments to his glory. A single pink granite obelisk stands before the first pylon, its matching partner now standing in the Place de la Concorde in Paris. Inside the temple, enormous columns rise toward the sky, their capitals carved to represent papyrus plants. The walls are covered with detailed reliefs showing kings making offerings to gods, scenes of ritual purification, and sacred processions. One of the most remarkable features of Luxor Temple is how it reveals layers of history. The original structure was built around 1400 BCE, but additions were made by various pharaohs over the following centuries. Later, the Romans converted part of the temple into a military camp, and you can still see a chapel with Roman wall paintings. Even later, a mosque was built within the temple compound, and it remains active today. The sacred lake, where priests performed purification rituals, still holds water. A massive scarab statue nearby was circled by ancient pilgrims seeking good fortune. These temples weren't just places of worship. They were economic and political centers, employing thousands of priests, craftsmen, and workers. Few places on Earth create such a powerful connection to the ancient world. Across the Nile from Luxor, on the west bank where the sun sets, lies the Valley of the Kings, the royal cemetery where pharaohs of the New Kingdom were laid to rest in rock-cut tombs filled with treasures. Unlike the pyramids, which announced their importance to the world, these tombs were deliberately hidden in a desolate valley, carved deep into the limestone cliffs to protect the royal mummies and their treasures from tomb robbers. As you approach the valley, you'll be struck by the stark landscape, a sun-baked, windswept canyon surrounded by barren mountains. This desolate setting was chosen deliberately, both for security and for its resemblance to Duat, the ancient Egyptian underworld. The entrance to the valley is guarded by a peak called the Horn, which naturally resembles a pyramid and may have been one reason this site was chosen for the royal necropolis. Inside the valley, more than 60 tombs have been discovered, ranging from simple single chambers to elaborate complexes with dozens of rooms. Each tomb was designed to guide the pharaoh through the dangerous journey to the afterlife, with walls covered in scenes from funerary texts like the Book of the Dead. The most famous tomb belongs to Tutankhamun, discovered by Howard Carter in 1922. Though it's one of the smallest royal tombs, it contained thousands of precious artifacts because it had escaped the attention of tomb robbers who plundered most other burials in ancient times. Other spectacular tombs include that of Ramses VI, with its astronomical ceiling depicting the goddess Nut stretched across the heavens, and the tomb of Seti III, regarded as the most beautiful in the valley with its perfectly preserved, colorful reliefs. As you descend into these ancient burial chambers, you'll notice how the temperature drops and the air becomes still. The walls around you are covered with vivid paintings showing the pharaoh meeting the gods, navigating the underworld, and emerging triumphant into eternal life. Each tomb had a specific layout designed to mirror the journey of the sun god Ra as he traveled through the underworld each night before being reborn at dawn. The deepest chamber, where the sarcophagus was placed, represented the most dangerous part of this journey. The Valley of the Kings continues to yield new discoveries. In 2005, archaeologists found KV63, the first new tomb identified since Tutankhamun's, and in 2006, a radar survey suggested there may be additional undiscovered tombs. Walking through these ancient burial chambers creates an intimate connection with Egypt's past. Our journey takes us further south to one of ancient Egypt's most impressive monuments, the twin temples of Abu Simbel, carved into a mountainside near the border with Sudan. Built by Ramses II in the 13th century BCE, these rock-cut temples stand as a testament to royal ambition, engineering skill, and modern determination to preserve the past. As you approach Abu Simbel from across Lake Nasser, the first thing you'll notice are 4 colossal seated statues of Ramses II, each standing 65 feet tall, guarding the entrance to the Great Temple. Their serene faces, with slightly smiling lips, project power and confidence across the millennia. These statues were designed to intimidate anyone approaching Egypt from the south and to announce the godlike status of Ramses II to neighboring Nubia. Even today, they achieve their intended effect inspiring awe in all who see them. The Great Temple was dedicated to the gods Amun, Ra-Harakti, and Ptah, as well as to the deified Ramses himself. Twice each year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the sun's rays penetrate the temple's entire length, illuminating the statues of the gods in the innermost sanctuary, except for Ptah, the god of darkness, who remains in shadow. This solar alignment is no accident. It marks the king's birthday and coronation date, demonstrating the Egyptians' extraordinary astronomical knowledge and their ability to incorporate it into their architecture. Perhaps the most remarkable aspect of Abu Simbel is that the entire complex was moved in the 1960s to save it from the rising waters of Lake Nasser, created by the construction of the Aswan High Dam. In one of history's greatest archaeological rescue operations, the temples were cut into blocks, moved to higher ground, and reassembled with incredible precision. The engineers even maintained the solar alignment feature, ensuring that the sun would continue to illuminate the sanctuary on the same 2 days each year. Today, Abu Simbel can be reached by air or by road, though many visitors arrive on Lake Nasser cruise boats. The best time to visit is early morning, when the rising sun bathes the massive facades in golden light, much as it has done for 3,200 years. Standing before these magnificent temples, you'll gain a new appreciation for the vision and determination of both the ancient Egyptians who created them and the modern engineers who saved them. From ancient monuments, we shift to nature's splendor at the Red Sea, where Egypt offers some of the world's most beautiful coastal landscapes and underwater treasures. The Red Sea coast stretches for more than 750 miles along Egypt's eastern edge, featuring crystal-clear turquoise waters, pristine white sand beaches, and a vibrant underwater world that draws visitors from across the globe. As you arrive at one of the popular resort areas like Hurghada or Marsa Alam, you'll first notice the striking contrast between the azure waters of the sea and the golden desert mountains that rise just inland, a meeting of worlds that creates breathtaking scenery. The waters of the Red Sea are remarkably clear, with visibility often extending beyond 150 feet, allowing you to see the colorful coral reefs even from above the surface. This exceptional clarity results from the sea's lack of river inflows and its relatively low plankton levels. For divers and snorkelers, the Red Sea offers unparalleled experiences. Famous sites like Ras Mohammed National Park near Sharm el-Sheikh feature dramatic underwater topography, including sheer walls that drop hundreds of feet into the blue depths. The SS Thistlegorm, a British supply ship sunk during World War II, is consistently ranked among the world's top wreck dives. Lying at a depth accessible to recreational divers, its cargo holds still contain motorcycles, trucks, rifles, and other wartime supplies. Even if you're not a diver, glass-bottom boats and semi-submersible vessels offer windows into this underwater paradise. Many resorts also have piers extending directly to the reef edge, allowing you to snorkel straight from shore. The beaches themselves are perfect for relaxation, with soft sand and shallow, gentle entry into warm waters that average 73 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit year-round. The region's Bedouin communities welcome visitors to experience their traditional hospitality with campfire dinners and music under the stars. As the sun sets over the Red Sea, the sky and water transform into a canvas of orange, pink, and purple hues. Beachfront restaurants serve fresh-caught seafood as gentle waves lap at the shore. A perfect end to days filled with underwater adventures or simple beachside relaxation. From coastal splendor, we journey inland to the rugged mountains of the Sinai Peninsula, where St. Catherine's Monastery has stood for more than 1,500 years at the foot of Mount Sinai. This ancient fortress-like monastery is one of the oldest continuously functioning Christian monasteries in the world, a place where history, faith, and remarkable art have been preserved since the 6th century CE. As you approach the monastery through the stark granite mountains of southern Sinai, you'll first notice its imposing walls, built on the orders of Byzantine Emperor Justinian around 545 CE. Rising 40 to 60 feet high, these massive fortifications have protected the monastery through centuries of turbulent history. The monastery was built around what tradition identifies as the burning bush, where Moses is said to have received his divine mission. A descendant of the original bush still grows within the monastery walls, its gnarled branches protected by a small chapel. Stepping through the main entrance, you enter a world that seems frozen in time. Narrow passages lead between ancient buildings, housing chapels, monks' cells, a refectory, and the remarkable library. One of the world's most important collections of early Christian manuscripts, second only to the Vatican. The monastery's greatest treasure is the Monastery of the Transfiguration, whose walls are adorned with beautiful icons dating back many centuries. The wooden ceiling beams are original to the 6th century construction, preserved by the dry desert air. The monastery library houses more than 3,500 volumes of ancient manuscripts in Greek, Arabic, Syriac, Georgian, and other languages. The collection includes the Codex Sinaiticus, one of the world's oldest nearly complete Bibles, dating to the 4th century, though the original is now divided between museums in Russia, Germany, England, and Egypt. Outside the main church stands the Well of Moses, where, according to tradition, Moses met his future wife Zipporah. Even today, this well provides water for the monastery, as it has done for 15 centuries. What makes St. Catherine's truly unique is not just its antiquity, but the fact that it has been continuously occupied and active since its founding. This extraordinary place connects visitors not just to ancient Egypt, but to thousands of years of religious history, artistic achievement, and cultural exchange. A living museum where the past is not just preserved, but continues to breathe. Rising above St. Catherine's Monastery is the revered peak of Mount Sinai, known locally as Jebel Musa, Moses' mountain, a place of profound spiritual significance for followers of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam alike. According to religious tradition, this is where Moses received the 10 Commandments from God, making it one of the most sacred mountains in the world. The mountain stands 7,497 feet above sea level, its red granite peak rising dramatically from the surrounding landscape of canyons and lower mountains. The stark beauty of this wilderness setting creates a powerful backdrop for spiritual reflection. Most visitors begin their ascent in the pre-dawn darkness, either following the gentler but longer winding path of the Camel Trail or taking the more direct and challenging Steps of Repentance, 3,750 stone steps reportedly laid by a single monk as penance. The final approach to the summit involves navigating narrow passages between large boulders before emerging onto the small plateau at the top. Here, a small chapel and mosque stand side by side, symbolizing the mountain's importance to multiple faiths. Reaching the summit for sunrise creates an unforgettable experience. The panoramic view from the top is breathtaking. An ocean of mountains stretching in all directions, their jagged forms creating a primordial landscape that looks much as it would have in biblical times. The journey down offers views you missed in the dark ascent. Strange rock formations sculpted by wind and water, occasional hardy plants clinging to seemingly impossible locations, and eventually, the welcome sight of St. Catherine's Monastery nestled at the mountain's base. Completing the Mount Sinai pilgrimage leaves visitors with more than just photographs. Many describe a sense of peace and perspective that comes from following in the footsteps of countless pilgrims who have made this same journey over thousands of years. As we've seen, Egypt offers far more than just pyramids and temples. Its natural landscapes, from the underwater wonders of the Red Sea to the stark beauty of desert oases, create experiences that complement its historical treasures. We hope this journey has inspired you to experience Egypt's wonders for yourself. If you've enjoyed this exploration of Egypt's treasures, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for joining us. Until next time.